This afternoon, this is your buddy George Jones over here at the Bergen Gun Range with my next installment on, hey, let's shoot a brand new gun. And I was over there shooting percussion revolvers, and I thought, well, if I'm going to go out there and smell black powder smoke all afternoon, I might as well take a new gun. This is the new gun that we're talking about. Now, I believe this is the cheapest gun. This is the cheapest muzzle-loading hunting gun you can buy in America today. This guy cost not much over $100. Was on a blister pack hanging on the wall at a big box store, and I looked around at different prices, and I've looked around at different prices of them, and I believe that this is the most inexpensive muzzle-loading gun you can buy to hunt with. It says Connecticut Valley Arms, made in Spain, black powder, and the rolling on it is it's a Mountain Stalker. Now I have one very similar to this. It's got a wooden stock on it, and it's a CVA as well. And I remember when I bought it, it cost a lot more than this thing did. Even though I bought it 10 years ago. This one is a little bit cheaper made than that one. Of course, it's got a plastic stock on it. It's a lot easier to mold plastic stocks than it is to finish new ones, finish wooden ones. It has a plastic fennel up here on it to hold the cleaning rod. The cleaning rod that came with it was very chintzy. It was a piece of plastic tubing. You know, I replaced it with a Thompson Center cleaning rod, one of those universal cleaning rods you can get from Thompson Center, and then you cut it off however long it needs to be, and I always make them a little bit longer than they need to be. It makes it a little handier. Other than that, it's very similar to the Deer Slayer and the Deer Stalker. Got the same lock on it and so forth. This gun's never been fired. Was recently purchased, and then so we're going to give it a try here. So I'm going to give it a little easy loading and see how it loads. And get my homemade powder measures out here, and then I think we'll go with about 60 grains and see how that goes. 60 grains of 2F. 60 grains of 2F. If I can find some 2F, there it is right there. So I've made these out of cartridge casings. Pretty easy to do. This one is, what is this one? This one is a 4570 case, which holds 80 grains. And this is a 45 long coat case, which holds 45 grains. This is a 50 AE case, and it holds 65 grains. This is a 70 grainer, and it's a, what is it? Well, it holds 70 grains anyway. This is a 458 lot case, and it holds 115 grains. So we're going to go 65 grains here today with the new one and see how it shoots with 65 grains powder in it. So we'll go ahead and commence the loading up. I have checked the bore on this gun, and I have made sure that the bushon, this drum right there, is what that's called, is clear, and I popped a couple of caps on it. Okay, let's load her up. 50 caliber. I've got some 490s over here in my 50 caliber speed loader block I make. You make these things, they're pretty easy to make. Just drill some 1/2-inch holes in a piece of wood and take your patched bullet and stick it in there. Works out pretty good. FFG, 65 grains. Pour it in there, and that's about right there. Put the rest of it back in the bottle. 65 grains. Pour it in there. Okay. Bump your butt on the ground. Make sure you got all your powder down in there. Get you a loading block and see how that goes right there. Ball starter. Ball starter. Here's my ball starter right there. Right there, just like that. Start it down in there. Is it going to start? Well, I don't know. It's acting like I don't want to go in there. Really? Why don't you want to go in there? Maybe the patch is too thick. Well, what are we going to do about that? Well, we're going to pull it out of there, I guess. We can. Patch on it might be too thick. That should start easier than that. Alright, patch too thick, we'll pull it out. Get a thinner patch and put on it. I love muzzle loading. I love muzzle loading. Boy, you better love this hobby. You're going to have this hobby, you better love it. That's all I can say. There we go. All right. Let's get a ball we know fits in a 50 caliber. Let's get a ball we know fits in a 50 caliber and get a ball we know's thin. Get a patch we know is thin. There we go. Oh, come on. New gun, yet sit around work the dope out on it. All right. I know that goes in there. That won't fit either. What the hell? By God, I'm going to shoot this gun today. One way or the other. I'm going to shoot this gun one way or another. Get a slightly smaller bullet. There we go. There we go. Get a slightly smaller bullet and put in there. That is a 4. I think it's 470. Okay, let's cap her up. 470. You know, just because these things say 50 caliber on them doesn't mean they shoot 50 caliber just exactly true every time. You know, they are the Spanish-made ones. You know, this takes a long time to get this thing going. This is the first shot on this gun too, so we're trying to work out the dope here. Muzzle loading is a slow, methodical hobby. We have to, and that cap don't fit on there. There it goes. My guess is that when I shoot this thing, it'll snap the first time. Okay. Get some earmuffs on. Let's see if the thing will shoot. What? What? Now what? I'm sitting here burnishing the sear. Trying to get it to shoot. All right, let's try it now. Ooh, and it shoots straight. Well, I was shooting at that 50 cal pit, shooting at that. All right, now we got something we can do. Now we got something. Now we know where we're at. All right, where's my... Now we've got something. We know what we're doing. There's one of these. One of these. One of them, not two. Black powder. I love to shoot black powder, but it stinks. Or it is the opinion of many people that it stinks. Okay? It is the opinion of many people that it kind of stinks. You know. But me, I kind of like it. So, what's it smell like? Well, it smells like a cross between acetylene gas and that rabbit I left in a hunting coat for 6 months. That's kind of what it smells like. All right, I'm going to try for a dirty bird target down there at 15 yards and see what kind of pointed accuracy I can get from a gun that has a really lousy trigger. Ooh, and that's fairly nice. Come on, get out of there, you. Now, we're just shooting for fun, you know. If I had a 50 caliber buffalo bullet in this thing. I had a 50 caliber buffalo bullet in this thing. It'd be another matter. You know, you have 115 grains of powder in it, you know, and it would be sounding like a howitzer. But 65 grains of powder and a 470 diameter bullet, you know, is not too bad. But here's the thing. Daniel Boone died of old age, not starvation. Okay? So, you know, and they were shooting pitiful guns by modern standards. You know, they were shooting flintlock guns, which are notoriously unreliable, in the 40 caliber range. You know, I think Daniel Boone's gun was like a 41 caliber, you know. Get kind of careful with the ramrod when the gun's hot and I've reloaded it. So I use something to pull it down there until it's seated good. You know, just in case it decides to go off. It powder burned the crap out of your hand, but at least it wouldn't put a bullet through it. That's all over the place. Okay, let's try her again. That's on upside down, Jones. Okay, I got 2 dirty birds up down there, so I figure I'll try and put put one more on the top one, and we'll see how she actually shoots on the second shot. Lay her down here and give her a shot. All right, let's go down there and look at our traditional accuracy. See how the cheapest muzzle loader you can buy in America actually shoots after we figured out how to get it going. So my first shot was at the big steel silhouette down there, and it clanged it pretty good. So my second shot was at the bottom target, and I whacked it right here, which is a technical bullseye. Broke the line, and my second shot was this. So this is at 15 yards. You know, how far away you kill a deer with a muzzle loader? Well, you can kill one 100 yards away. You know, I whacked old steel chest center down there. That's 25 yards. It hit it pretty good. It's kind of like a deer slug. It drops off pretty quick, but it shoots. The cheapest muzzle loading gun you can buy for hunting in America, on a blister pack from a big box store like a toy, actually has some performance qualities. So there we go. Oh yeah, old guy. Let's shoot it one more time. Let's shoot one more. Let's shoot it again. We'll shoot it again. Let's shoot her one more time. It was about 18 degrees when I got up this morning. Started the coffee pot and looked out the door, and it was the thermometer said 18. And I'm like, man, we ain't doing nothing today. Right now it's about 45, almost 50 degrees. That's typical for Kentucky. I mean, the forecast is calling for 65 degrees on Christmas Day. And that's kind of typical for Kentucky. You know, I mean, there ain't no global warming nonsense or anything like that. We have these days, you know. The thing about Kentucky weather is it could be 65 degrees on Christmas Day. Forecast for 65 degrees the day after Christmas, and it'd be 10 degrees outside with foot of snow on the ground. And then the next day it'd be 60 degrees again with light rain. So, you know, we're not exactly what you would call a predictable weather state. All right, let's try a steel target at 25 yards. And now this will be the 4th time this gun's ever been fired. Let's try the old tank plate. Let's see if you can hear it hit the old tank plate down there. Got cap on her, yeah. Yeah, it's a swangin'. Yes, sir. A bad old muzzle loader right there. Okay, we're quit for the day. I like to shoot, bust a couple of caps through it after you shoot it, or after you drop the cap on the ground, so that I can clear the fouling out of the nipple until I can get it home and get it cleaned right. Yeah, that helps it a little bit when you do that. All right then, that's about the size of it for the cheapest muzzle loading rifle you can buy in America today. Like a tape, share a pie, commentate, and subscribe. Leave me no dollar in the Patreon bucket. If you don't want to, I'll keep right on making content for you. Be kind to everyone you meet. Be a good neighbor. Check on the old people. Join the NRA. God bless everybody, and we'll see you when we see you.